Hey everyone, today we are doing a foam roller workout filled with all of my favorite exercises to do with the foam roller. These are all my go-tos for building some core strength, building some strength in the upper back, getting some tone and burn in your legs, and getting some nice full body stretching as well. So this is a nice blend of challenging work and feel-good restorative work. Grab yourself a foam roller. I like a medium density foam roller. The firmer ones can be really stiff against your body, especially for foam rolling and massaging connective tissue. That's why I like the medium density ones. It's firm enough to hold your body, but soft enough to not make your tissues kind of resist the restorative work that we're going to do. So medium density is preferred, but if you have a firmer one, that's totally fine, no big deal. Grab your foam roller, let's get started. We are going to start on our backs, lay all the way down first, and then bring the foam roller right underneath your knees. So it's not even, it's just like on the mat and your body's on the mat. It's just between your feet and your hips right now. And then you are going to lift your hips and crawl that foam roller underneath you, but you're going to start it really low, maybe then lower than you're used to, right at the tailbone. And then with it at the tailbone, you should let gravity, oh, that feels good. You're gonna let gravity just drop your hips into a little bit of a curl or a posterior pelvic tilt. And what we're doing here is releasing the iliacus muscle, which is one of your deep hip flexors. So it's not gonna feel quite like a hamstring stretch, like one of those more intense stretches, but it is a nice release for those muscles. So again, you should be in a little bit of a posterior pelvic tilt with your pubic bone higher than your hip bones, but it should be inactive. The roller and gravity are doing the work. And you can hang out there for another breath or two. One more. Beautiful. And then go ahead and crawl that roller up just a little bit higher up your pelvis so that it brings you into a more neutral pelvis position. It shouldn't be overarching your low back, but it's supporting your pelvis in neutral. From here, fold your right knee in towards your chest. Actually, you know what? We're gonna take one step back. Bring your left leg up to tabletop position and then bring your right leg up to meet it, both legs up. From here, I want you to open the legs out to the side away from each other and then bring it back in. We're just getting a little connective tissue massage around the sacrum, the back of the pelvis here. Just open and close. Starting slow here, open and close. Two more. And close, one more. And then take that into small circles, just letting those knees pull away from each other and circle around towards each other. Nice free movements here in the hips. Nothing too crazy. And then reverse that circle, go the other way. Whatever range of motion feels good for you right here. You're not pushing it. It's not really about working the core really hard or anything. Although those deep core muscles are starting to light up a little bit. Oh, my hips are popping, waking everything up. And then go ahead and keep the right knee hugged into the chest and put the left foot down. And then you'll grab onto the shin with both hands and gently pull your right thigh towards you, keeping your left knee bent, foot flat on the mat, and try to make sure your knee is pointing forward. If you're really tight in the outside of your hip or thigh, your knee might want to pull out to the side. I want you to try to keep it parallel and try to keep your hips nice and even. Sometimes when we're hugging the knee into the chest, we hike our hip up. See if you can control that a little bit. And maybe this is a big stretch for you, and if it is, that's great. You might want to stay here. If you're not feeling much here, you can go ahead and straighten that left leg. You still want to rest your left heel on the mat, so it's okay if your left leg isn't fully extended. We're just extending it further. If this feels like a big tug on your low back or feels a little vulnerable, go ahead and go back to a bent knee position. You're still going to get some lengthening there. Sometimes people who have instability in their SI joints can feel a little more instability with a roller under the pelvis. So if you're one of those people who has some SI joint troubles, you may want to skip the roller for this part and just do everything with us, maybe on just a towel, like a little bit of a prop up and not a full foam roller. We're going to switch to the other side. So we put the right foot down, hug the left knee into the chest, obviously adjust as needed on that roller so you're in a nice neutral spot. Press that right foot into the mat. Make sure your right big toe is pressing into the mat and not just the outer edge of the foot. Make sure you're encouraging your body to relax in these positions. And then we'll extend the right leg long. Again, that one's tighter. I couldn't find the floor as quickly. Breathe there. Again, if you feel pulling in your low back, that does not feel like just a little release. I want you to go back to a bent knee. Breathe there. Try to imagine your psoas muscle from the ribs down to the hips, just falling back. So the muscles towards the front of the body just falling back into the back. And then you bend that right knee in. Place the left foot down for a second. This is a good time to take any adjustment on the roller if you need to get back to where you were. Bring both legs up to tabletop position. Squeeze the knees and the ankles together. And just roll your hips over to the left. We're going to get a little massage through the upper glute here. And then come back to center and go the other way. Keep the knees and the ankles touching. Twist to the right. And this can be small here, and take it nice and slow. So again, we're starting to turn on the muscles of the core, but we're actually focused on getting a little bit of release work in the back and sides of the hips right now. Again, you can play with the positioning of your roller here. You might need to take it a little bit lower to get more into the glutes, so play with it. Oh, that feels good. And you can play with how far you go to each side. We'll go one more each way. I might do this all day. Suddenly this cuts to me in a completely new outfit because I had to spend the entire time doing this. Come back to center. Make sure you're neutral on your roller. If you need a break at any point, sometimes the roller on the hips is a lot for people. Please feel free to take a break off the roller at any point you need to. Both legs will come back up when you're ready. And then on your exhale, tap your right toes down to the mat, really thinking about this length through the front body. And then bring it back up and do the left. Just tap it down. And right back up. As we're doing this with our hips elevated, we're trying to imagine a little bit of extra weight on our ribs. So those back ribs are nice and open. You're breathing into that back body space. And your front ribs are heavy, allowing gravity to just press on them gently. You can still breathe, of course. We're tapping those toes for one more set. Come back to center, stay. This time on your next exhale, extend your right leg long away from you. Reach long through those toes. Inhale it back into the left. Right back in. As you exhale, you feel a gentle narrowing of the waist. Exhale it out. If you're really tight in your psoas, you may notice that your ribs want to come up as your leg extends. So see if you can control that. And if you can't, maybe your leg goes a little bit higher as you extend it, and that's okay. Or maybe you start to play with challenging it a little bit more by going lower. Find what feels right for you here. One more each way. Good. And breathe it out. And in. Good. Kicking it up a notch for the work here. Squeeze those knees and ankles together. On your exhale, extend both legs long, narrow the waist. Pull the low belly in and up, and then bend it back in. Again, the lower we go with the legs, the more of a challenge it is. So take what feels right for you here. Exhale it out. Inhale it in. We've got two more here. Exhale it out. Inhale in. One more. Beautiful. Stay here. Extend both legs straight up to the sky. Right leg comes up towards you. Left leg goes down towards the ground. And then start to reach the right leg away from you as the left leg comes up. And you switch. Notice what your pelvis is doing. Make sure it's staying nice and even as those legs move. Reach long through the toes. Keep those ribs heavy. Back of the skull is pressing into the mat. Your throat feels nice and open. Make sure you're not crunching too much in that neck there. One more each way. Come back to center, stay. Hardest version. Let's go heels together, toes apart. Little spiral out of those thighs. Exhale to lower the legs away from you. Inhale it back up. And again, we exhale down. Inhale it up. A few more like that. Stay connected. Don't let those ribs pop up towards the sky any more than neutral. Let's do 2 more here. Exhale down. Inhale it up. Last one, exhale it down. Inhale it up. We bend both knees. Let those knees curl in towards the chest, rounding your lower back. Gently press that roller away from you as you lower yourself down, bone by bone, into a neutral spine position, and you put your feet on the roller. Nice, awesome. So hang out there. If you need to take a little massage side to side, just kind of feel your body release down into the mat. Try to find neutral in your pelvis, and we're going to start with the toes on the roller. This is a little play on footwork on the reformer. It's a little bit different, obviously, with a foam roller, and you're going to kind of have to feel out exactly where your feet need to start to make the range of motion right here. So shoulders are relaxed down into the mat, ribs are relaxed down into the mat. Next time you exhale, I want you to press your legs straight, pushing the roller forward towards the bottom edge of your mat. The roller will roll over your heels to lengthen your legs all the way out, and then you pull back in on an inhale. Exhale to press out. Inhale it back in. Taking that again, getting some nice range in the hips and the knees. Just turning on the legs. You should feel a little bit of inner thigh work here too. 2 more. Good. And exhale it out. Good. From here, I want you to turn both legs out. So just turn the knees out a little bit. Not so much that you're just dropping them. It should feel lifted and controlled. And then we press out like that. Exhale it out. Inhale it in. And now we're really going to start to light up those inner thighs. Exhale it out. Inhale it in. Keep going like that. Nice. Out. And in. Got a couple more there. Make sure your pelvis is staying neutral. There's no rocking and rolling there. 1 more. Beautiful. Now from here, walk your feet back in towards each other. Place the bottoms of the feet all the way together. So big toes and pinky toes, centers of the heels are touching. Outside edges of the feet are on the mat. Oh my goodness, I'm already feeling some work here just being in this position. So pelvis is neutral for now. Knees are pointing out on diagonals. They're turned out. You press your arms down into the mat. On your exhale, lift your hips up, pressing down through the feet, lifting up through the hips, pressing down through the arms, and then lower it back straight down. We're trying not to let the roller move away from us at all as we do this. Press down through the feet, lift up. We're working inner thighs, rotators of the hips, hamstrings, glutes, lower down. Take that again, press and lift. And lower. Good, a couple more like that. 1 more. Come back to parallel feet, arches of the feet on the roller. Take a break at any point you need to. We're going to do articulated bridges now, so we're going to roll up and down through the spine. Press down into the feet, try to keep the roller where it is. Tuck pubic bone to belly button. Press through those feet as you peel your spine off of the mat. Take a breath in at the top and then roll it down bone by bone, 1 vertebra at a time. Lowers, toes pointing forward, knees pointing up to the sky evenly. Take a breath at the bottom, same thing again. You should feel your hamstrings really lighting up here. Try to find just as much articulation and control though, even though we've amped up the difficulty a little bit with that foam roller. Let's take it 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, roll it down. Feel your hips move nice and evenly. Make sure those toes aren't pointing out to the side. Keep them forward. Last one, you got this. Roll it up. Press down through those feet. Press down through the arms as you just float the hips up. And roll it back down, bone by bone. And relax. Okay, hardest version here. Heels start on the roller. We're going to push that roller out. I lied. Toes on the roller. Push that roller away from you to roll it all the way out like you did with your footwork. Stay there and lift your hips up. It's going to be a small lift with our legs straight there. Keep the hips up and pull that roller in, and then lower your hips back down. Ooh, yeah. Press those legs away. Lift those hips up. Pull that roller in, and lower it down. If for any reason this feels like it is not right for you today, just go back to footwork. That is okay. Press away. Lift up. Pull it in. Lower down. We're going to reverse that. Lift those hips just like halfway off the mat. Push the legs away, controlling the movement. Lower those hips down. Pull it back in. We take it again. Lift. Press it away. Whew. Lower down. Bring it in. Last one. You got it. Lift those hips. Push away. Lower down. And bring it back. And yowza! Nice work, everybody. Go ahead and put that roller out of the way for just a second. Let your left leg extend long on the mat. Hug your right knee into your chest. Put your hands behind the right thigh. We're going to do just a little hamstring stretch here. Extend the leg up. And then bend it back down. Take it again, extending up. And bending it back in. Awesome. One more. Extend it up. Just lengthening out those muscles because that was a lot of hamstring work. Let's switch legs. Left leg comes into the chest. Hips are even. Hands go behind the left thigh. We extend the leg up. And we bend it back in. Taking that again, extend. And bend it back in. One more there. Bend it back in and relax. Awesome. Okay, come on up to sitting. We're going to switch positions with the roller now and bring it to our mid-back. And we'll do a little bit of mid-back opening and mobility work and a little bit of core work. So you're going to bring the roller to just around the tips of the shoulder blades, and then you'll bring your hands on to your head, and wherever your hair is, just make sure it's out of the way of the foam roller here, especially if you have long hair. You're going to float those hips a little bit off the mat, just a touch, and then you're just going to roll so that the foam roller rolls up to your shoulders. It feels nice. And then down just to about the bottom of your rib cage. Don't go past your ribs. We take it again, sliding it forward and back, or sliding your body forward and back. The roller's going literally the opposite way. And then I'm going to have you turn just a little bit to the left, just a slight little twist to the left, and roll up and down like that. So now you're rolling more onto your lats. Keep breathing through it. Breath during foam rolling work is the best thing for you. Take your time, go the other way. The faster you go also, the more your body's and the muscles and the connective tissue are going to resist. So you want to go nice and slow and easy with the pressure. And then come back to center. Drop your hips and make sure you have the foam roller just below the tips of the shoulder blades. Your head is heavy in your hands, but don't drop it back so far, right? You want to be neutral with your upper back. And then we're going to take the left elbow and pull it down towards the left hip into a side bend. So we're opening up the right ribs as we're shortening the left side of the body. Turn and go the other way. So right elbow to right hip, open up through that left side, and back to center. And we're going to keep moving like that. Adjust on your roller as needed. It's a roller, so sometimes it rolls away from us, out from underneath us a little bit. Take it the other way. One more each way. And right. Feel those ribs yawn open. Find space between each rib. Come back to center. Now, make sure your hands are really supporting your head here. You're going to inhale and arch back over the roller, keeping your hips down, opening up your elbows even wider to get a nice stretch through the chest, and then curl up. So if you do this hand thing that some people like to do where you like just put your fingers on the side of your head and don't really support your head, you're actually going to miss out on a nice shoulder and chest stretch. So make sure you actually, you can even actually clasp your hands together behind your head so you're nice and connected there. And then feel those elbows widen, feel the chest open as you inhale back. Be kind to your head and your neck, whatever works for you. Maybe you keep a light knot of your chin to your chest there, and then you use those abdominals to lift you up. Take it again. We inhale to stretch back. And then we exhale, feel a gentle closing of those front ribs and curl up. Let's take 2 more. Nice big inhale to open. Exhaling to curl it up. 1 more. On your next one, we'll curl up, we'll stay up, and then you're going to do a gentle rotation to the left. So you actually twist onto your left ribs, pulling the right ribs away from the roller, but keeping your hips stable, and then come back through center and go the other way, twist. And back through center and go left. And back through center and right. And back to center. We'll just go 1 more each way. So now we're getting a little massage along that mid-back as we're also working those obliques. Come back to center. Nod your chin into your chest. Bring your arms straight out in front of you and then roll yourself up off of that roller. Awesome, nice work. Come to hands and knees now. And we're going to place the hands right on the roller so that the hands are directly underneath the shoulders, just like normal quadruped hands and knees position. From there, you're actually going to push the roller away from you. Feel your sits bones widen, your tail lift, and get a little stretch through the shoulders and the arms and the back here. And then use your belly drawing in and up to scoop in and round your back, feeling the belly hollow and the back expand to bring the roller back underneath your shoulders. So now we lift the tail, open the sits bones, arch the back, lift the chest, stretch, scoop the belly in, round the back, and pull the roller back underneath you. So it's this nice moving, flowing cat-cow with a little extra stretch through the shoulders at the bottom. Scoop it in and up. 2 more. Reach it out. And scoop it in. 1 more. And scoop it in. Now you'll place your left hand on the ground and your right hand will stay on the foam roller. From here, you push that foam roller away from you. You bend the left elbow and you twist towards the left arm. Hips sit back as that roller pushes forward. And then we bring it back up. Nice lat stretch here. Press it away. Twist as you push the roller away. Bending that left elbow to lower yourself down towards the ground. Bring it in. 1 more like that. Twist and reach. 3. Bring it back in. We switch sides. Hands on the roller. You reach and twist. And then bring it back under. And again, reach and twist. And bring it back in. 1 more time, reach and twist. Opening up, breathing into that left side of your body. And then come back in. Now we're going to move that roller all the way down to our shins. So you can start with it right about at the knees. Hands directly underneath the shoulders, right below the knees, I should say, excuse me. Feet are off of the mat here right away. And then you are going to exhale and pull that roller underneath you, and then inhale it away. Exhale, use your abs, round that low back, and inhale it away. Small here at first. Exhale in, inhale out. Exhale in, inhale out. We're tilting the pelvis slightly as we're pulling those knees into the chest. You're also getting a nice little massage on your shins here, which is good. 1 more. Now I want you to come and rest your knees down for a second. Move that roller further down. We're going to take the range of motion bigger. And the other change we're going to make is we're going to keep that pelvis neutral. So your hands are directly under the shoulders. Your belly draws in and up slightly. You lift those knees, hold, and then you're going to push those legs back as far as you feel like you can go. And then you pull them back in, but keep your sits bones wide. Keep your tail lifting. Press it out. Bring it in. Good. 2 more here, you got it. Keep pushing the ground away from you with your hands. Keep your gaze forward on your mat so you're not collapsing that head. Last one. Lower those knees down and relax. Nice work. All right, so now we're going to take the roller out from underneath our shins and move it in front of you to lay down on your stomach, and we're going to do Swan just like we do on the reformer at the studio here. So take this range of motion as big or as small as feels right for you today. It does not have to be huge. You bring the roller all the way out in front of you so that your wrists can be on the roller. Fingertips reach long away from you, arms straight, legs long. Press the backs or tops of the feet into the mat here. Forehead rests on the mat for a moment. And then when you're ready, you're going to reach the forehead forward and up to start to lift the head and the chest. And as you do, you pull back gently on that roller. The roller actually rolls towards you as you lift, and maybe you start here for now, and that's fine, right? Or if you'd like, you can go higher. And then we slowly control it back down all the way to where we started. And take that again. Think about your tailbone reaching down towards your heels the whole time. We want to make sure we're getting that work in the upper back and not just letting the low back do all the work. Lowering down with control. We'll take a couple more like this. Press your pubic bone into the mat. That helps keep the pelvis neutral, helps keep the core engaged, and helps keep it out of the low back a little bit. Good. One more there. Reach the head forward to go up as the shoulders glide down the back. And then lower it back down. We're going to do one more thing here. I want you to just lift your head slightly. So we're not going the full range, we're just lifting up a little, and then you're going to bend the elbows to pull the roller towards you, adjust your hands as needed, and then push it out. And then bend, and push it out. So it's just a gentle lift in that upper back. Your pubic bone is pressing into the mat. We're just bending and stretching the arms, keeping the elbows off the mat, getting some work in the backs of the shoulders. Keep your eyes gazing slightly forward. You should not be looking at your chest. 3 more here. 3, and 2, and 1. And then relax your head down. And then you can just keep the roller where it is. Press your hands into the mat. Sit yourself back into a child's pose and stretch there for a moment. Hands reach forward. Forehead drops to the mat. Take a breath there. And then come up, and we will finish with a Mermaid Series. So find a seated position. Let's do right leg forward, left leg back. So your right knee will point out to the right, left knee pointing out to the left. And then the foam roller is on the right side of your body. Your hand goes on the foam roller, your opposite arm reaches long over that knee, and then you're going to push the roller away from you as you reach up and over into a nice big stretch. And then we come back up. Taking that again, reaching long. Big breath to open the side body, and then bringing it back up. And again, like that reach. Beautiful. Right back up. Awesome. Now, both hands go on the foam roller. So we're still trying to keep our hips square in front of us as we twist and bring the other hand to the roller with you. And maybe your hip comes up a little bit, and that's okay, but we're trying to think about that rotation and spiral of the spine. You're going to push the roller away from you like that, going as far as you feel like you can, opening up through that left waist. And then we do a little lift of the head like you just did in your Swan to come back up. Take it again, reach away. And bring it up. Couple more there. Feel that opening through that whole left side of the body, and bring it up. Last one. Lead up with the head to get a little extension through that upper back. Awesome. Let's do the other side. We flip it over. Your hand is on the roller, your other arm reaches out long, your shoulders are easy. We reach away. Nice. Open up, feel that opposition from hip to shoulder lengthening, and then bring it back up. Take that again, press it away. And then bring it back up. Last one there, reach. And bring it back up. Now we put both hands on. See how much you can keep that right hip pulling back. And then you'll push away from you. Maybe a nice big exhale. And then an inhale to pull up. Or you can play with reversing that breath. Do what feels good for you. Press it away. And then pull it back up. We've got 2 more like that. Feel that nice spiral of the spine to reach your chest forward towards that foam roller. And then bringing it up. Last one. And up. Awesome. We are going to actually do one more exercise. We're going to do a little standing exercise. So I want you to just leave your roller. Come to hands and knees. Tuck your toes under. Lift your knees off the mat and press up into an up stretch, or if you're familiar with down dog in yoga, down dog. Drop your heels. We haven't calf stretched yet today, so we'll bend our right knee and drop that left heel into the mat and take a nice lengthening through the back of that left leg. And then we'll switch that. Take a big breath. We'll drop both heels down, walk the hands in towards the feet, soft knees, let that head really hang heavy, and then just slowly roll up bone by bone. You'll grab your foam roller, and we're going to work on our shoulder mobility while squatting to finish nice and strong here. So you're going to hold the roller with your hands on either end of the roller. Your feet are going to go just a little bit wider than your hips. I think I'm going to do it from the side here. Our goal is to hinge at the hips and not round our lower back, but we're going to take the arms overhead, which actually makes it quite a bit harder if we're lacking mobility and strength. So arms straight out in front of you. When you're ready, you're going to bend those knees, sit your hips back, and lift your arms overhead. And then we're going to lower it back down. We're going to take that again. So you sit back, reach those arms up, and lower it back down. A few more like that. Reach it back. Feel that nice diagonal opposition of the roller overhead, the tailbone pulling back. Good, we'll do a few more there. And if this feels like impossible for you right now, that's okay. Maybe you put the roller down and just start with lifting your arms over the head without the roller. 2 more. 1 more. And then just finishing with one last nice juicy stretch. Put your roller down. Walk your feet a little bit closer together. Put your hands on top of the roller. And then bend your knees and sit your booty back as you push that roller straight out in front of you. And then stack it back up. 2 more. Press it away. Bring it up. 1 more. And bring it up. Roll yourself up. Shake it out a little bit. You are all set for now. Great work, everybody. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.